on
I would
on your
do.
own channel. We are live. What is up? I got my awesome brother Dave here. What is up, guys? I see Joe. You're in the chat. How you doing, Joe?
Keen Bean Joe here before me.
What's up, Zodiac? How you doing, brother?
I do, mate.
So we are going to watch, and this is Dave's first time
Mm.
watching. Have you seen Zombie, the Italian horror? So you never saw it. This is your first Fulci film, then?
Oh, yeah, pretty much, mate. I've
Because
not
Zombie
watched.
is like the one that maybe like people have seen growing up and stuff because it was like a popular zombie movie.
Yeah,
But that if you haven't seen Zombie, then you haven't seen a Fulci film, like most likely.
yeah, probably, mate. No, I haven't. I'm not like you already know. I'm not really. I haven't watched a lot of Italian horror. It's just something that just kind
Oh
of
yeah,
passed me by for some reason. I don't know why.
that's
It did.
it happens. That's what happened with me with not not too much, but like with Japanese horror. Like I
Mm.
like the classics and stuff, Ringu and Ju on the Grudge and some of the older ones, but I never got huge into Japanese horror.
Yeah,
It's just something that a lot of it just passed me by. But
yeah.
the Italian stuff is just what drew me in. Maybe it's because I'm half Italian.
Maybe.
It's just ingrained in my horror blood, I guess.
But
What's
this
up,
is
what's up, Mr. Dan?
But that's one of the great things about doing this with you, mate, is because you're introducing me to this stuff. So it's quite cool. I'm like, yeah, right, I'll check this out.
Yeah, and I'm glad you've enjoyed pretty much all of them. I don't think there wasn't one an Italian one so far you disliked.
No, there hasn't. No, there hasn't actually so far.
Yeah, so it
Let's
was
go
good.
back to going, shall
Yeah,
we?
yeah, exactly, right. Well, hey, Mr. Dan, how you doing, buddy? We got Mike in here. What's up, Mike? Let me highlight the goddamn thing because the touchscreen wasn't working.
How's it going, Mike? You all right, mate?
I asked him if he wanted to join, but he's fucking lazy piece of shit. I'm kidding. I love you, Mike. Who else is in
It's
here?
probably working.
Phil.
Morning, bless him.
Yeah, yeah, no, I know. I think that's what he said. What's up, Phil? And I think that's everybody so far. So yeah, this is Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead, or also known as Gates of Hell, and probably like six other names, like every other Italian movie back then would always put different names on it, which is the first in a trilogy of Fulci films called the Gates of Hell trilogy.
Mm.
And the star in this movie, Katrina McCall, she's in all three of them. The next one, The Beyond, and then House by the Cemetery. So this is 1980. The zombies in this movie are very unique. Like they're supernatural zombies. Like they
Right?
can appear and disappear, like and shit like that. It's very unique. You don't see that often, like in a zombie movie.
No, well, no. So they're a bit like Jason Voorhees in the later Friday the 13th
Yeah,
movie.
exactly, right? It's like it's more decayed looking, like if you can imagine more than Jason under that mask.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's absolutely. This is my 10th favorite movie of all time.
I remember this being on your list actually. Was it the
Yeah,
80s? We did?
it was number 10 of my top 40 list, like of all of films in general of all time.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
cheated because I had to because I couldn't pick between this movie, The Beyond by Fulci, and this whole trilogy, basically those three movies. So I just threw all three as number
yeah,
10. These three movies are the number 10 because I can't pick. Like once you see like The Beyond and then House by the Cemetery. I mean, House by the Cemetery is a little less for me, but it's still fantastic. But between The
yeah.
Beyond and this movie, it's so hard to pick. Like my favorite. So they get lumped together as one big magnum opus. If anyone who's if anyone's watching along in chat, just let me know so then you guys can get it ready, and then I'll do a countdown thingy. I could actually bring it up too, real quick. But the ending to this movie too, like the last 15 minutes is probably some of my favorite, like one of my favorite endings in a horror movie.
Right. Okay. Well,
Like
look forward to
the gore in this movie, yeah, the gore in this movie is fantastic. Like, I mean, Fulci was always called the Godfather, the Italian Godfather of gore,
it.
and
Mm.
this has some great examples of why in this movie. particularly one scene that is just magnificent. If people could stomach it, but it
Please,
is the effects work is amazing in this movie, like
please tell me it
most
doesn't
Fulci
involve
films.
eyes or eyeballs.
It usually does in his films, but not in this one. Oddly, there's
Right.
not any eye trauma in this one. There is
Good,
in pretty much every, pretty much 90% of his movies.
good.
There is
Because I
something
can
eyes,
handle,
but not like eyes. Yeah, not like eyes being punctured or like anything like that.
yeah. I mean, I can handle most stuff, but when it comes to anything with eyes, mate, it just I can't. I just can't.
Oh yeah,
Just
that's like
no.
me with fingernails. I can watch all the decapitations and dismemberments and everything, but fingernails just it gets me, man. Like think like Samara or Sadako from Ringu or the Ring, like coming out of the
Yes.
well, and
Right.
or Texas Chainsaw 3, the remake, and he's getting dragged down the stairs by Leatherface, and he's trying to hold on, the nail peels back. Like that gets me. But people getting
Yeah.
stabbed in the face and shit, like that's nothing. Like it's so
Yeah.
weird how that works.
Sure. Yeah. I'm like that with eyes, mate. I think it's just the fear of losing your sight. I couldn't think of anything
Yeah,
worse.
that, and I think it's just because
No.
like we know what that feels like we've been poked in the eye. We've all felt that, like, that feeling. So
Yeah.
it's naturally, like, taking it to a whole level, and it's like, "Oh, getting poked in the eye hurts." Imagine, like, a stake being driven through it, or, like, like, we could imagine that, like, that pain a bit, and
Oh, absolutely.
Fulci knew that, and
It,
and he played on that for everybody.
like that in 28 Days Later when he puts his thumb through the guy's eyes as well. It's like anything like that. And you just, oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah,
Like, no.
and And Fulci just has a thing that he just loves lingering on it.
Yeah, I
Like,
can
it's
imagine.
not just like, we'll show it quick. It's like, no, I'm gonna draw this out for like 15, 20 seconds just so I can really have a hold. Like, this is what's happening, and you have no choice to watch it. Like,
You're going to
that
see
was his thing.
every painful moment of this.
Exactly. It's and it the way that they like a lot of Italian horror directors just they linger on the kills and the lead up to the kills
Mm,
much more than American like slasher movies. Like Friday the 13th, you see Jason like just axe someone in the face or machete, and then that's it. Like
it's
this is
all
like
fun.
they show you the threat, and then they show you a shot of the person, and then the threat getting closer, and then the person, and it keeps going, building until it's just like, all right, just fucking kill this person already, and then you just finally get this amazing payoff. Like the Italians are so good with building suspense with kills, like
Mm.
specifically.
I have noticed in a very short amount of time that I've been watching Italian horror, and it's not much, but
Yeah.
Italian horror I've seen is very visual, extremely visual.
Oh yeah.
Like
It is.
that's how they do their storytelling. Kind of forget plot, forget the kind
Yeah,
of thing.
that is definitely a thing, and that's a sometimes some people who can't get into
Mm,
Italian horror, that's pretty much one of the things that they say, is that this is really, like, plot or anything, it's just, like, style over substance, and
yeah,
I agree with certain movies and certain directors, but it's just the style and that style is fantastic.
yeah,
Like, and the gore is fantastic, so it
yeah,
just works. But,
yeah.
what's up, Jason? We got Jason Ginger Ninja in here. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, Billy?
I saw somebody else too. I don't want to forget before we start this. Jim, what's up, Jim? Good
Hi,
to
Jim.
see you, brother.
All right, mate. Me and Jim are on video tasties tomorrow night doing
Oh,
Nightmare
nice, nice.
Part 4. Yeah,
Part four. That's right. Oh yeah, you told me. Yeah, the
yeah, yeah.
waiter, Freddy.
Later, Freddy.
It's so ridiculous.
Mm.
That's the film where that series just drops off for me.
Oh,
Like
off, off,
until
off.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and then
Yeah,
that abysmal remake we got after that.
off. Oh God, yeah, off a cliff, mate. Like
Oh,
full
so bad.
80 miles per hour, foot down, Thelma and Louise, straight.
Yeah, exactly. Just flew right off the cliff. Went
Absolutely.
dry.
So you know how much I'm really looking forward to it tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the great thing is that even those like the worst in series or like
Yeah,
the bad ones, there's just still fun to watch, like with
yeah.
friends
That's the
and
thing.
talk
I mean,
about it.
in that series, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I really enjoy 1 to 3, but
Oh
like,
yeah, me too.
I had to pick like I wouldn't say favorite But if I had to pick like the better one out of 4, 5, and 6, it is 4 because 5 and 6 are that bad.
Yeah, that's usually what I remembered from
Yeah.
watching them all my life. But when I did the series on the channel, 4 was probably the hardest for me to get through. I don't know if it was just like the mindset I was in, but I had more fun with 6, as
Oh,
if you can believe that, just because I know how it's taking itself ridiculously crazy.
yeah, yeah,
Like, I feel like 3, when it started with the humor and stuff like that, and the magical abilities and their dreams and stuff, that's kinda
mm,
stupid, but, like, it started in 3 a bit, but 4
yeah,
they eased it in and then went harder and harder with the humor, but then by 6, they were full aware of it, and they just said, "Let's go nuts,"
yeah,
and I think that's why I was able to enjoy it a little bit more on the
yeah.
last rewatch. But I mean, as a nightmare film, it's dreadful. 6, like
It's so
it's absolutely terrible.
just as a movie, mate. It's so fucking. It's awful.
Oh
It's
yeah,
oh,
it's absolutely like the low point,
yeah,
like
but
so like just in every way
yeah,
for that series. Well, excluding the remake, which is just awful.
yeah. Agreed, agreed.
Hey, what's up, Cal?
But I kind of agree with you in the sense of about it. It's entertaining in a dumb way. Friends,
Yeah, like
where
with the video game kill, that's
oh,
fun.
in your
Like
mind,
it's
yeah.
insane, but
Oh,
it's fun. Like, I mean, and with the power glove, I wonder how much money they had to pay to use that. I'm guessing not too much, just because it's free advertising for Nintendo
oh,
back
Nintendo
then.
would love that shit.
Yeah, that's but I wonder if they what the agreement was between
Oh,
them. I thought that when I watched it last. But all right, I'm gonna count this down. If anyone is watching in chat, hope you got it ready. If not, I'll give you a timestamp if you need. So 3, 2,
oh,
1, go.
go.
And I just whenever I watch older movies, like any older movies from like 70s, 80s, I love how it just fucking starts.
Yeah,
Like there's no logos, there's no like it just jumps right into it. There's a title card
yeah.
and boom, you're in the movie.
I've just heard the scream already.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. It just starts right up. Where's up? Wrong one. That's who I wanted to say. What's up, Foreign? How you doing, buddy? Absolutely, Viva Fulci.
Oh, looks like the
Yeah, I
graveyard had a
always
bunch
all the graveyard scenes are just fantastic in this. Like the cinematography in this movie is just, and the atmosphere is just off the charts in this movie.
Mm.
Like
I'm
this movie,
surprised
like
out before. I
go
am
ahead.
surprised. Yeah.
You're surprised by what?
No, I'm just saying I'm surprised. I've never seen this movie before. I'm just
Ah,
it's one of the reasons why I like grab Shudder as well. Is to like watch stuff like this. And like
yeah,
probably one of the main
Shutter's
reasons,
great.
yeah, and probably one of the main reasons why I started my channel was to kind of introduce myself to other horror movies that I haven't seen over the years.
Yeah.
You know.
No, this is one of the Italian films that I recommend to people who aren't big into Italian horror and stuff. That and
Mm.
Suspiria, which is
Yeah.
that's why those are the two that we've watched.
Which is
Because
yeah, which I really enjoyed. And I actually, after we did our watch party, mate, I actually went back and watched it again. Like,
yeah, I
took
remember yeah, and that's awesome because yeah,
yeah,
that's a movie you got to. As with a lot of these movies, like you just they're experiences,
and I will
like
say this.
more than movies. Like you got to experience it with the soundtrack, with the sound blaring, like with no
Yeah,
distraction. Like that's how the best way to watch some of these.
yeah, and I still don't understand what the fuck Suspiria is about.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Seen it
I mean,
twice now, mate. I'm
that's the
like,
thing with so
oh,
many of these movies is just like, all right, so like, or it's like with endings to them. This movie has an ending too. It's like that. It's like, all right, so I don't know what the fuck any of that means, but like, but it's cool.
yeah,
Like,
it looks great.
so they're in New York. These people having a séance after a priest in the village of Dunwich, which is actually a homage to Lovecraft and his story, the Dunwich Horror.
Right.
And this priest ended up hanging himself, and now they're having this séance in New York.
As you do. That's
Of
what I did.
course, every Friday night. I throw seance parties every Friday. I just don't
That's
stream them. I'll start doing this soon.
That's what I did. I went over for a few days, have a few gummies, and have a seance. Perfect.
Uh, Joseph, I hopefully, but I haven't heard anything back yet. But it is October. It's a very busy month for everyone in the horror community, so it makes sense. I did
Oh,
get a response from, and you'll like this, Joe, since you love the movie Megan. I got a response from Jenna Davis, who did the voice of Megan. I sent her a message like back in January when the movie came out, and she finally responded and gave me her email, so I had to email her details. So possibly could have her on in the near future.
that's cool.
So that way we'll have an interview with Amy, who played Megan, and Jenna, who voiced Megan. Combine them together, you got one person.
And also, I saw Daniel Harris at New York Comic Con as well. So she's busy at the moment. She's all over the place.
Oh yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of posts and stuff of her at different conventions and stuff.
Yeah.
That's where you have your seances. So yeah, see, there's no bad place to have a seance.
No.
Because no matter where you are, if it works, you conjuring up some bad shit that you don't want.
Yeah. There's absolutely no good news is going to come from it at all.
Yeah. Unless it's just like you get lucky in that rare occasion that it's just an innocent like spirit or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, I'm sorry, you conjured me. Like I don't really want to be here. Then they leave.
Or you get a ghost that Ray got in Ghostbusters that undid his
Yeah.
pants.
Yeah, exactly. So you get
Oh,
those
yeah,
rare instances now and then.
if I'm going to be haunted, I want that ghost.
Yeah, it's like I want to make a choice. I love this tombstone. They show this at once and then later on. But the atmosphere is just fantastic in this movie. So this girl is apparently dead from the seance, but she saw the priest hanging himself in the town of Dunwich. So she had a vision. Zodiac. Get the Scary Movie 2 Ghost. Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I was just talking about that with somebody like the other day about that whole scene and everything.
Oh, it's so
And
funny.
how they got her mouth to move like that, like the ghost dick is in her mouth.
That's
That's
right. Yeah.
fucking hysterical.
There's I love the well, I like Scary Movie 1 and Scary Movie 2. The other ones I can take or leave them, you know.
Yeah, they fell off after
The
2.
Wayne's
3
brothers
is
stopped,
funny.
yeah. When the Wayne's brothers stopped doing them, it weren't as
Yeah.
funny anymore. But I think the first movie is better than the second one as a movie overall. But I laughed harder in Scary Movie
Yeah.
2 than what in the first one.
That's how I feel. Like
Yeah.
2 is my favorite. A
Oh
lot
my
of it
god.
has to do with Christopher Elliott with the hand.
Oh,
With his deformed hand and shit. That he is so funny in that movie.
when he's like grabbing all the stuff and like putting it back in a bag and stuff. Oh, like grabbing a panties and stuff. And a
That's
toothbrush.
oh yeah. It's hysterical. Yeah, Phil, that's right. It was you and me when we were playing Dark Souls talking about it. That's so funny.
Oh, he's hilarious. And also the beginning of Scary Movie 2 with James Woods, the Exorcist skit.
Oh yeah.
Hilarious.
That's great too. With all the flyers and stuff. That's
Yeah.
making fun of the Omen, not the Omen, Amityville, but it's like there's so many flies all over his face.
It's
There's
like
some great stuff
police
in there.
Steven that just has a big shit.
Man, I haven't seen the scary
Oh,
movies in a while.
okay. It's so fun. It's so funny, man. So funny. It's also just going back to Scary
So
Movie
now you
2.
got the cop here investigating.
Just remembering then off the top of my
Yeah,
head, it's the part with Ray where he has that like creepy clown hid under his bed and it tries to attack
me
him.
and Phil were just talking about that the other day. Yeah.
The clown's trying to escape because he's like, "Oh, Ray's got a game," and he's trying to like the clown's trying to
Yeah.
get out.
It just makes the sound, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then the clown's expression. Oh,
Woo!
that's so funny. That's great stuff.
Looking
Yeah,
fantastic.
it definitely fell off after,
Oh,
especially the third one, but even two, there was a drop with three. Like three was a decent drop from the first two.
yeah. I mean, the third one has some funny moments in it. Don't get me
Oh
wrong.
yeah.
Like, chuckled at some moments, but yeah, it weren't the same. We take the Wayne's brothers out of it, it wasn't the same.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, you can tell how big their impact was on all of that. I mean,
Yeah.
they created it. Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, that was a weird decision too. I think they just saw how like popular the first two were, and it just wanted to appeal
Washed
to a
around it.
bigger audience, which is
Yeah.
typical.
But you are right as well. I thought Charlie Sheen was really funny in part three, actually.
Yeah, yeah, he's
So
great
yeah.
in that.
Yeah.
Hey Jay, what's going on, man? Yeah, scary
All
movies.
right,
So
Jay.
great.
How you doing, mate?
This score in this movie is in my top 10 scores of all time too, especially the ending score. But Fabio Frizzi is the composer. He has
Mm.
scored many Italian horror films and numerous Fulci ones.
Well, I definitely will be checking this out after this, so I can properly hear it as well. So I'll listen
Oh
to
yeah,
the score and stuff.
like
Yeah.
I love the tone of this
I
movie,
can
and
kind of
like
still hear it now, like as long as
yeah, it's very like this is like Fulci's gothic horror period, with starting with Zombie and then this movie and the Beyond, House by the Cemetery. But, like you can see some of the sequences in this movie. If you take the sound out, it would look and feel just like a silent film, and like it looks like you're like that's what I feel like. What?
he finds a blow up doll in the fucking
Oh yeah,
fireplace.
it's just randomly there. Like I don't know where that comes from. It's so random. And then he starts playing with it, like, and, like, just touching it weird and shit.
Yeah, he's,
It came out of nowhere.
he's touching it up and everything. Yeah,
It's so funny.
and it had to be a blonde, didn't it? It had to be a blonde,
Yeah,
blonde, blue eye.
when I think about it, I don't think I've ever seen, like, when they show sex dolls, like, blow-up dolls in media and stuff, I don't think I've ever seen a brunette.
No, definitely.
When you think about it, right? Like, aren't they always blonde? Like, they're always blonde the ones I've seen.
Exactly. Every time I walk into that store and say any brunettes this week, they go no. I just walk
Yeah,
straight
right.
back.
No, I told you the last 10 years we don't sell brunettes.
You want a brunette?
That's funny.
Collars and cuff must match. No, no,
I can't think of one, like, in media that I've seen that isn't blonde, which is
blonde and blue eye.
strange.
Yeah, they all look like Britney back in 1997. That's what they all look like.
Maybe that's why ever since they just stopped making any other colored hair. They said, "Hey, we got our it fit the times with Britney Spears. We'll keep selling that." Oh, hey girl, how you doing? What's up, G-man?
Love you, mate. But I'm gonna
We
hate
love
you
you.
tomorrow night. Love you now, but I'm gonna hate you tomorrow.
Love you now. Hate you later. Love you
Hate you.
again after the hate's
I
done.
love you. Yeah.
I have Christopher George in here, which I fucking love him and everything. He was in Pieces. He was in Mortuary. He was in Graduation Day. He was in a lot of horror movies near the end of his career. And he's
Was
always
he
got a
in?
cigar in his hand. Always has a
Okay.
cigar in his hand or his mouth, and it's almost never lit, like ever. Like it's his defining trait.
It's a character trait.
And they make fun of it in Pieces too, because like he asks for a light like 3 times and no one has one for him. But in every movie I've ever seen him in, he always has a cigar in his mouth or in his hand, and it's almost never lit.
Was he in any other Italian horror movies or just this one?
Um, I don't. think some. He could have been, but like all the ones that I know him most from, like well, Pieces was like a Spanish uh giallo slash slasher.
Okay, I
So
haven't seen that
well,
one. That's another one I need to check out. Actually,
you haven't seen Pieces either? Damn, man,
I need
I
to.
just did a Pieces thing with Keith. I'll do it again.
I
Like I
know, mate.
love Pieces.
There's so much that I need to check out, mate. Honestly, there's just stuff I don't know. For like I said before, there's just reasons they just
Oh,
pass me. I don't know
there's
why.
I have a lot of movies like that. Like I just saw shockingly like the Invasion of the Body Snatchers 78 like
Ooh,
3 months ago.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's a classic.
Mm,
Like I've seen the original a few times. I just
yeah.
never got around to it to seeing
Yes.
the remake, and it's
What did you think
fantastic.
of it?
It was fantastic. It's a
Yeah,
great
it's
remake.
great. Yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
better than the original. I got to
Do you know
rewatch it again.
do you know what surprised me the other day? Actually, like when I was at work, I didn't have a lot on, and we had like Poltergeist came on the TV, which I haven't
Mhm.
seen for years and years. And do you know what
Yeah.
surprised me, mate? Was I started watching it because I didn't have a lot on at the time to do. So I started watching it, and it surprised me by how like I was getting a bit bored at the beginning of that movie watching it. I was like, I thought it started a bit more like quicker than what
Yeah, I know what you mean, and it's mostly
it
I think it's just because of Spielberg's big influence on it, and Spielberg
was.
always has to explore like the town and show people getting bullied, like kids getting bullied and shit like that. Like that's
Yeah,
just like how it is, like with Spielberg
yeah.
productions and stuff.
I tell you what, I don't know the history of it, but he 100% directed that movie. I don't care that it says Toby.
I disagree. Toby Hooper directed it. I think that Spielberg is just such a like powerful presence as even just producer that it bleeds through completely like and that's why Poltergeist has never been like a huge favorite of mine because it's not adult enough to like be like an actual like horror movie
Yes.
but like it's also family friendly so like it's in this weird territory that it never worked fully for me. I like Poltergeist 3 better like the most out of all three of them.
It's been a long time since I've seen them all, mate. I'll be honest with you, so they're not very fresh in my memory. But I
Yeah.
always remember liking the second one more.
2 and 3 are good, like, and
Well,
3
the
is my
second one,
favorite out of them, but they don't get enough credit, the sequels, at all.
yeah. I thought the second one, if I remember right, I could be wrong. It's been a long time, mate, but I think the second one was kind of more catered towards an adult audience, a bit more than what the first one was. I think.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff that goes on in the second one and the third one. Like, that's one thing with the 3 movies, like, they are very distinct from each other. Like, all 3 of them are very, very different.
Yeah, I thought it's been a long time since I've seen the third one, like a really long time.
3 is one of the other, horror movies that
I
comes
think
to
High
mind, and,
Rise.
like, when Evil Dead Rise yeah, and it takes place in
Um,
High Rise.
yeah, yeah. I'll have to check them out again. Actually,
Yeah, I've been wanting to talk about those movies for a while.
mm.
I gotta just add that to the list of fucking like hundreds of other movies. It
But
just
hey,
never ends.
you just reminded me. In saying that, I finally have my first Halloween one of this month out tomorrow. It's only took till the
Oh
fucking
hell yeah! There you go. You have the first Halloween. Perfect.
yeah. So I've got a Halloween 2 out tomorrow, and then hopefully I'll have Halloween
Sweet.
4 out on probably Halloween. But then it's going to feed into November. But I did say that originally anyway. So yeah,
Yeah, and that's what happens all the time. And that
yeah.
happens with me all the
Like,
time too. I don't think I ever finished a themed month or anything on time ever.
oh, like, hey, at least I've started this one. I normally announce it and then never even fucking bother doing it.
I do that. That's kind of just like a running gag at this point. Like,
Oh, it is
like,
for me.
it should be understood that anytime I say, all right, hopefully like at the end of a video, I'll say, all right, I'll have probably this one out like later tomorrow. That should always be taken as that's next whenever.
Yeah.
Like as a disclaimer.
I haven't learned the lesson of just stop doing that, Dave. Stop announcing shit. Stop saying stuff. right? Because it
I know
never.
that's what I got. I got to do the same thing because it never goes to plan ever.
Because there's always new movies that come out that I don't know about, and then I go, "Oh fuck!" Right, I'll get that out instead, and
Oh
then it
yeah,
just
yep,
else will happen, and then what
yep.
I've announced, it just gets pushed on the fucking back burner more and more, and then
And
I forget.
it just and then it just snowballs until you
Yeah,
have like just like a list of hundreds of movies that you want to talk about, and it's like, all right, I said I wanted to watch and do this one next, but then you'll be scrolling and see some movie, and you'll be like, I haven't seen that in forever. That's what I'm watching right now, and it totally changes.
or then someone will suggest something to me, and I go, "Fucking great idea! Yes, I'll do that." And then I end up doing that, and it just snowballs into like, oh, I just lose myself completely. I forget. My memory is getting worse, mate. Honestly, I'm forgetting
That's
most
why I just
just the
that's
it's
that's
it's just
why I
all the
just can't do. I can't like. I have to do spur of the moment with
yeah,
movies
yeah,
I
yeah,
watch and shit. Like I can be
yeah,
thinking, I can be in the mood like for a certain movie, and like be
yeah.
like, oh, I want to watch this later tonight. But then like later tonight will come, then I'll see something else, and that mood will be like, all right, now I'm in this mood, and I'm watching that instead.
See,
Like
like,
it's very very random. What's up,
exactly.
memories? How you doing, brother?
I'm the same, mate.
Now
But yeah,
this,
I finally got around. I finally found some time to actually watch Halloween 2 again, and finally managed to film a review. So I'm like, right,
there you
sound good.
go.
There you go, I've done it.
At least you got Halloween 3 to look forward to after Halloween 2.
Well, this is the thing, mate. I'm not going to do that one. The only reason why, and it's not because like spoiler alert, like people know anyway.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I'm just
Oh
sticking with
yeah.
like Myers ones for now, and
Michael's
then
story. Okay, that makes sense.
yeah, and then I'll do part 3 at some point. I'll probably end up doing it next year or something, but I will do it because I love it.
That's the great thing about doing this. I mean, for those of us, that who plan on being in the long haul for our channels and stuff, is that there's infinite movies, and there's every year there's a Halloween, every year there's a Christmas time for Christmas themes. Like,
Yeah.
like everything can get to eventually. Like,
Oh yeah. I mean, at the moment, I'm thinking of. I mean, well, I'll get me. I'll do. So what we plan is I'll get Halloween 2. Halloween 4 will be next week, and then I'll
yeah,
get to Halloween 5, 6, and then H2O Resurrection. They'll probably be in November. Yeah,
you
no,
should
it will.
do a review on both Halloween 6, the theatrical and the producer's cut.
I've been thinking of doing that. You know, I have
Yeah,
because
that's what I did because they're so different. They
also
are like almost different movies, like
maybe
with the stuff that's
it's,
different
it's
between them.
it's surprising how night and day it is.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's like it's very surprising. Like for the first time you see the producer's cut, if you're used to the theatrical cut, like you'd be like, wow, there's like 2/3 of a totally different movie here. Like it's very very different.
I have both versions as well. I have been thinking about doing that, but I might do it in just kind of. I don't know. I'll see at the time if I can do it in just one review and cover both in one. I'll do it that way.
Yeah, like maybe like a comparison type thing. Like
Yeah,
the
and
how
I
you
might
feel
just
of
do
one
it.
versus the other.
Yeah, and I might just do it
That
in
would be
like
a good
two
idea.
instead. I'll
Yeah.
see how I feel at the time, but I think it's probably best if you review them to actually do comparisons of them both instead of just reviewing it separately. I think. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Or I'll take her she's alive. Or could
Yeah,
do you
there's a,
know?
there's there's a few different ways you can do it and approach it.
Do you know
Dude,
what,
can you
mate?
imagine being buried alive like that? No fucking way.
Literally just going to say, I don't have a lot of fears
There
in
we go. I was gonna say my mic was low.
but one of my fears, mate,
What were
is
we saying?
being best. One, I was just going to say, I don't have a lot of fears in my life, but one of my fears are being buried alive. Could you imagine?
No, I
Like,
can't because it's
fuck
it's fucking
that.
terrifying.
Exactly, mate. I just
Like,
couldn't. I can't even watch the film
oh,
with Ryan Reynolds buried. I can't watch it. I can't. I just
dude,
can't.
it did some like movies like that, like VHS 99 had that segment, the
Yes,
second segment with that you could feel the claustrophobia that she's feeling just watching that movie. Like
that
they
was
did,
the
like
worst
they
one.
great job in that segment with making you feel
Yeah,
like you're in the coffin with her.
yeah. That was the worst one, but not in quality. Just in me sat there watching that segment, I was just like,
Yeah.
fuck no. You wouldn't even have got me. You wouldn't even have got me
Yeah,
in there.
there's no way. No way would I do that for 20 seconds if they said, "Oh, you just got to go down there, lay in a coffin for 20 seconds." No fucking way. I don't know these bitches. I don't know what the fuck they're capable of. How do you know they're crazy murdering sorority bitches and they're just gonna leave you down there and they do this every week? That would be going through
Exactly.
my head immediately. I said, "There's no
The
way I'm going
only
down
way, the only way I would consider doing it is if I got an hour with Jennifer Lopez after it. That's it.
Right, and then that whole thing with, guillotine, that what a weird name that was from that
Oh,
segment.
yeah,
I thought it was
yeah,
guillotine when they first said it. I said, "That's her name?"
yeah. But oh no, sod that. That was horrible, horrible. It's
And
like
this
it's even
scene,
like yeah, it's even like that part in fucking Kill Bill Volume 2 where she's buried alive and she does like the 1 inch punch to
yeah,
fucking
you wanna
get
know
out.
where that scene came from is right what you're watching right now. That's
Oh,
Tarantino's a huge Fulci fan, and
yeah.
this was what inspired that scene,
I didn't
which
even know. I didn't even know that, and I brought it up. That's how good I am.
right? And the funny thing is, I love first of all how close the fucking pickaxe he's using comes to her eye and stuff.
I know.
She could. Fulci was getting pissed because she kept blinking
Yeah. What
in
would she
every
do?
shot. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh fuck, of course I'm blinking. Like I wouldn't even be down there doing that in the first place. But like he got so mad. He's like, and he ended up saying stop. He went down into the coffin and did it without blinking in one take, and then came out and said, "That's how you do it. Now do it now." Like he was hard to work with, Fulci. A lot of people have said that.
It's not like she could turn around at the time and say, "Fucking CGI it." There was no such thing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, just put that in post. No, we got to do this here and get that shot.
But that's why I always think as well. But when it comes to like kind of practical effects, it looks
Yeah.
so much better because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
real. It's happening.
Exactly. It's
It's
actually there.
yeah.
And the reactions from the cast and
Mm,
everything is more believable because it's actually they're seeing it on set, like happening.
yeah. You
Like I
can't.
can't imagine being in these Marvel movies and you have to act in response and have emotions and stuff to it, like a screen of a green screen with nothing on it, and or just motion capture things. It takes talent to do that, to like act with that, but it's got
You
to
know
be so
what?
weird.
You know what, JT? You've literally you hit the nail on the head there for me. I was just going to say, like, there was a lot of people that do come on and say, "Oh, they're not very good actors," blah blah blah, and I go, "Do you know what? No, I completely disagree. It takes talent to act in front of nothing
Oh
and
yeah,
to
yep,
be able to visualize something. Because most of the time they're just acting in front of like a fucking ball on a stick, and you've
yeah.
got to,
That's what I was trying to say with the motion cap. Yeah, like just
yeah,
sticks and stuff like that. And it's like wow, like
yeah,
you
and you've
really
got to
got to put yourself
visualize.
in that mind state.
That's right, and you've got to visualize something that's not even there, and you've got to act
Yep,
some kind of emotion out. That is not easy to do
not
at
one
all.
bit,
And
not
and
one
for
bit.
the most part, they nail it
Yeah.
for me, so when you say they're not very good actors, I disagree with that. I think they're
Yeah,
fucking
and
to
I
be
mean, depending on the actor, of course, there's a bunch of
course,
terrible ones.
course,
But yeah,
course,
for that point we're making exactly like to be
yeah,
able to just visualize something and be able to capture a good performance
yes,
from like just interacting with hardly anything. That takes a lot of talent. It does, and people do get a lot of shit for that
yeah,
in those
it
type of
does,
movies.
it does. I mean, that's how like I felt like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man was just perfect in them movies.
Yeah,
I thought,
I've always loved Downey Jr. He's such
yeah,
a great actor.
yeah.
All right, Joe. See you later, bud. Now he's gonna make his own horror short film. That'll be cool, man. And he's taking a bath.
Oh, good luck with that, mate.
Bob, this guy Bob. There's always a guy named Bob in Fulci's movies.
There's always a Bob everywhere, mate. I know a couple of
Yeah,
Bobs. The wrong uns. And if you're watching, you're wrong uns.
That's funny. Sometimes like I throw like some shout outs to people like who will never ever see like a video of mine
Oh,
in
no,
a video every now and then, like a cousin or something like that that I barely talk to, but like something will
no,
remind me of them, and I'll be like, well, shout out Megan if you ever see this. Like,
oh, no. There's one Bob I 100% know will watch this.
yeah,
Fuck you, Bob. I love you,
yeah.
though.
I don't even know what that is that he shoves in her face. It just looks like mud with worms like
Mate,
in it.
it did not look pleasant. I know that
Yeah,
much.
that depends on your taste, I guess, but I agree with you. I mean, maybe if you like eating dirt and worms and shit, then maybe it's like her greatest night ever. But for me,
Yeah, only when I was about 4 or 5 years old, apparently. I grew out of that.
that's funny. Now things are starting to happen in this town
Yeah.
ever since the priest hung himself, because it opened a of gate to hell, basically.
So
Where
that's why that's the so it has another name called
yeah,
Gates.
gates. Yeah, that's why the other name's Gates to Hell. I think I think that was the original name, like in Italy, and then City of the Living Dead was the name in America and other places when it was released.
Okay,
So I mean,
because
Gates of Hell's technically, I think, is the original name for it.
I was just gonna say because like when I was looking at getting the poster for City of the Living Dead, like to advertise that we're doing this on Instagram and stuff, I saw Gates of Hell, and I remember that poster for some reason as a kid in the video
Mhm.
shop. So well, I'm not sure, but I think it must have been Gates of Hell in Europe for us, and then City of the Living Dead in America. I
That
think.
that's what it was.
Yeah,
Now that
yeah,
I'm remembering, that's definitely what it was.
yeah. So we had,
It was Gates of Hell in Europe.
yeah, where it's City of the Living Dead now for us. It's not Gates of Hell on Shudder in the UK. So don't know
Cut
what
me
happened.
worms. Yeah, they
Cut me off.
changed now. Now you see it more as with THC. Hell yeah, Zodiac. That's you see that more often, I think. Like
Yeah.
you see it as City of the Living Dead nowadays, like on streaming and stuff. You don't really see it as Gates of Hell.
Mm, no. Like I say, it isn't in the UK on Shudder. It's City of the Living Dead. So
Yeah. Now
see
this
what's
scene
actually.
here is fucking just disgusting and phenomenal. The effects work here is so good.
Oh Jesus, there he is.
This is a scene you'll never forget.
Yeah. That actually generally looks creepy as well.
And
That's it.
I just love how they light the priest, like his
Yeah.
face and everything. Like they light, and it's a big, huge Fulci trademark of not even just eye trauma, but just the zoom in on the character's eyes. Like even during conversations and stuff, like you'll just see their eyes. Then the next character talks, and it's just their eyes again. Like it's
Mm,
a very, very Fulci thing.
yeah. Well, they always say, don't they? Windows, of the window, for the eyes of the
Yeah.
windows. That's all, isn't it?
Yep.
Basically.
This is great too. And this is from you'll notice this from Kill Bill too,
Yeah.
with the eyes
That's
bleeding.
that's a really good effect, actually. How they got that.
Oh yeah,
It's
and
a
this scene just always puts me like in awe of the effects work.
it's impressive. I mean, and nothing's easy with eyes neither. Like to kind of get something.
Oh, that's just the eyes. Now we're starting with the rest,
Yeah. I don't
and
think.
the guy's just like trying to get out of that car.
I don't blame him. What's that coming out of a mouth, man? What is it? That can't be good. That's not good news.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yes. What is?
She's basically throwing her insides up.
Oh my god, that is fucking minging.
Isn't that gnarly?
Oh,
I mean, you could tell in the close-ups, you could tell the teeth. It's a dummy, but of course, but it looks fucking great, man.
that is fucking wrong. Just squashed his head. What?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
oh,
strong. They're like fucking strong. there's like a skull, right? Like people have,
That is
they're
awesome.
able to just like squeeze the brain,
That is fucking awesome.
right? Like once you see that scene, you'll never forget it. That's like a scene you don't forget.
I
Woman
have never
vomits up
seen
her insides while bleeding from the eyes, and then squishes the brain of her boyfriend,
through
all
his
under
his
all
head,
under the trance of a dead priest.
through his head. See, kids,
Yeah.
this is why you don't go to church. It's bad for you.
Yeah, instead watch, movies like this with the devils and demons and witches and death and gore.
I
Don't
didn't
go
know
to
what she
church,
was
that's a
throwing
bad
up
thing.
then. There was like one point throwing up. I thought it was like the bottom of a frog or something. I'm thinking, am I seeing frog legs and a frog ass coming out of a fucking mouth or something?
Yeah, so, yeah, that's another yeah, the intense scene in Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah,
There's just certain scenes that you just that never will leave you.
yeah.
Like the scan like in Scanners with the head explosion. The
Oh,
first
that
time you
is.
see that, like, it's just, oh my god, what the fuck did I just see? And you rewind it and, like, keep rewinding it
Have
over and
you,
over again.
have you watched that in slow motion? It's fucking glorious.
Oh, yeah,
That's
I have. It
like just
it looks amazing.
oh, it's so good.
That's
It's so
that's
good.
Fulci that's Fulci, actually, in a cameo
Oh,
with the
okay.
glasses walking out.
Ah, gotcha.
He has cameos in a decent amount of his movies, kinda like Hitchcock always did,
Listen, why not? If you're the director of your movie, put yourself in it for
right?
2 minutes.
A lot
Yeah.
of directors do, and I would do the same thing if I was a director. I'd be like, "Well, I'm putting all this together. I wanna be on that camera even for if it's like 10 seconds."
Mate, I'd be the main lead. What are you on about? I'd be putting myself in
Be like, "It's my movie I'm making it starring, me."
it.
Like, every movie,
Yes,
my next 10 starring me.
I'm a New York detective. But your
Yeah.
accent's weird. I'm a New York detective, all right? Get you
Right, oh, that's funny.
I'm a British New York detective. Get over it.
There you go. I'm a half Brit, half New York detective. That a thing? It is now in my movie.
Yes, now it's my movie.
And that is how it is. I mean, ultimately, when people I'm glad when people can make their movie. I actually just talked to, and I asked him if he wanted to come on, the
Right.
director of Skinamarink. I
Oh,
talked with him briefly the other day because I said to him, I said right to him, I said, "Honestly, I didn't like your movie one bit." But
didn't say that
then
to
I
you.
said, "Oh, yeah," but then I said in a DM with him, but I said, "But I can respect 100% the fact that you had a vision and you were
Yes.
able to not only stick to that and make it, but get it into theaters and be so
Yeah.
successful with that." Because it's like
Yeah.
someone made a tweet about him that like that the movie sucked and stuff, but like was like a dick, like a real dick about it. So he
Yeah.
kind of responded, and then he made a tweet apologizing, saying like, "I didn't like, so we're all human." Like, and I said, I was like, "Dude, like,"
No, don't
and then that's
apologize.
exactly what I said. I said, "I
Yeah.
didn't care for your movie," but the fact that you were able to have that happen and make your vision and get that to theaters, stuff like that, not many can do that. Like, that's
I
a
am
fucking feat.
I'll tell you what, JT, I am pretty sure I said that in my review for Skinamarink as well. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
before I tore that film apart, I
Yeah,
think I
that
did.
was the only positive that there was for me too, like, to say, like but it's true, like, to get something like that into theaters. What's
Yeah.
up, Pugwall? Is
Hey,
just like that is a big feat, like, for especially for an independent filmmaker and
oh,
especially for
I'll tell you what,
a
man, like,
movie like that,
of
like,
course,
that's so polarizing.
of course. And hats off to him for doing it. It was his
Yeah.
vision. He stuck to it and he did it. And look, listen, man, it doesn't matter whether we
Yeah.
liked it. You know what? There were people that liked the movie.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
Uh,
David Lynch is my one of my favorite directors of all time. Praised
you
it
know,
and fucking loves that movie. Said he came out and praised it publicly, Skinamarink, which blew my mind. But it's David Lynch. I mean, he's an enigma, so I could definitely see him loving that movie, though.
I mean, that's what I mean. People do enjoy that movie. Like, don't get me wrong, it baffles me. I don't understand it. I
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
There's no one that likes that movie will turn me around on that movie. Like, it just won't
Oh, yeah.
happen.
No.
Um, but like we say, JT, and we've said this so many times, mate. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Movies are subjective. Like
Mhm.
it's just because we don't like something doesn't mean we're right.
Oh,
If you
absolutely. And
know,
yeah, and you're right. We say it all the time. I
we
say it
say
on
it
the
all the
channel.
time,
You say it on the on yours, and that's how it is.
and that's
But
it, man. I mean, like,
it's a good thing. I think that people could at least see and respect what someone's done, even if they hate it or don't like it much at all.
100%,
Because
100.
not everyone can do that. Like some people just they don't look at it that way. They just feel like this movie sucks and fuck you for making it and blah blah blah. It's like, why all the hate, man? It's not for
Yeah,
you. Move on. Like it still
and
took
it's as
talent
easy as that,
in some way to get that to fruition.
yeah, and it's as easy as that. If you didn't like it, move on. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It just the hate doesn't matter.
Yeah. I got a little sleepy with Skinner. A little, yeah. I fell asleep the first time. Pug. I did. I fell asleep 45 minutes in, and then I actually watched. I finished it when I woke up and said this was awful. Then I had to rewatch it to review it, and I didn't even review it. I just fucking made my own version of it for 4 minutes.
Your review is so good for Skinamarink, by the way. So good, man.
I can't even call it a review because I did say a little bit about it, but then I was saying like there wasn't anything I was really saying that was worth hearing or talking about even about it.
So
So
good.
I just put a fucking filter to jumble my voice so it even
Oh,
matches more to the movie. Like
I loved it, by the way.
so it's
I
so funny.
loved it. The thing. What was so good about your review, mate, is you nailed the style of that movie so well. And I'm pretty sure it didn't cost you $15,000 to do it.
Oh yeah, it cost me absolutely nothing. And maybe maybe a bowl pack and like
Exactly.
20 minutes. Like
All,
that's all it cost.
all I did for my intro, mate, was film a window, my hallway. Like,
No, but I like when like was that the
oh,
one when yeah, when like so no, was that which one which was the intro when there was like a demon in your room and then you were trying to sleep and you're like, "Oh, just shut the fuck up already. I'm trying to sleep." Was that
Skimmering.
Skinner? Yeah, it
Yeah,
was. Okay, all right. That's what I thought.
yeah,
Thought it was, and then I started thinking it might have been something else. But yeah, that was it. That was funny.
yeah. No, so I was just filming, and I was just doing like that
It was the
voice with
whispering. It was the
yeah,
whispering. Yeah, yeah. You're like, "Can you just fuck off already? I'm trying to."
it was like, put a
That's
knife
great.
in your eye. And I'm like, what? Like, put a knife in your eye. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
go fuck.
that's great.
Yeah. But I got
Yeah,
up.
so yeah, you're not missing anything. And the Black Phone actually almost put me to sleep. Like that movie, I didn't care for at all.
Oh, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't care
That's
for the Black
nice of
Phone
you,
much.
Katie, to be
It's
honest with you.
not terrible or anything, but
Mm,
it's the same with Sinister. I'm the same director too, but I like Sinister, but I've never loved that movie like a lot of people do.
I
People
do.
love Sinister. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know you love it. I know Mike loves
I,
it. I know a lot of people do, and it's
um,
scary and it's good. It's a good movie.
I'll tell you what, mate,
I don't think I've seen it in like 6 years and I have a desire to.
I have a story about Sinister, right? I'll be very quick with this one. So I
That's
was
okay.
working
Good.
I was working at the cinema at the time.
Mm,
And I remember getting Sinister about, I think we got it like 2 days before it was due to open. And
okay.
this is like 11 years ago now. I think it was coming out kind of like Halloween time. And
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. I think
yeah,
I
and
remember that.
normally when you get new movies in, you watch them through anyway to make sure that, what you've got actually works and it's all right and it plays decent. You're supposed to do that with every movie. And I didn't do it with every movie.
Yeah.
I picked it, but, you know, 9 times out of 10, it was all right. But anyway, I'm going off subject. But anyway, it was that Wednesday night. So Sinister was there, and I had a couple of staff still like staying behind. I was like, look, guys, do you fancy watching Sinister? And they were like, no, we're going. And I'm like, fuck, I don't really want to watch this horror movie on my own in a big screen in the dark kind of thing. So I was like, right, okay, fuck it, I'm going to watch it on my own. So I ordered myself some Chinese food, got myself a bottle of wine, went up into our
There
biggest
you go.
screen that we had, turned all the lights off. And the moment when he's watching the Super 8 movie, the lawnmower one, which is like the biggest jump scene of the movie, where you
Oh
just
yeah.
see him filming the lawnmower and then it just got like that fucking sound just fucking, and he goes over the
That's
guy.
probably the best scene in the movie
It's one of the
for
best
me.
jump scares in any horror movie ever.
It is very good. It is
Right?
very good. And all the movies that he's watching, the home movies and stuff, all of those are done very well.
Oh,
Like
brilliantly.
they're very creepy, they're very atmospheric, and just you don't even see a lot of like the kills and deaths and stuff, but you just
No, it's
seeing
really quick.
Seeing Ethan Hawke seeing it
Yeah,
is disturbing. You
yeah,
know, like just seeing the fright and like disturbed look on his face from
yeah,
what he's seeing, you don't
yeah,
even have to fully see what's on the videos.
yeah. And he
And
gives
that works well because of that. He's great in
very
it.
good. He gives a hell of a performance in that movie. If Ethan Hawke isn't good in that movie, the movie doesn't work.
Yeah, no,
Because
yeah, that's why I'm another reason I'm not big on that on Sinister because I'm not big on Ethan Hawke, but I think he is a great actor, like a very good actor. I'm just not huge on him.
yeah, yeah.
He's hit or miss for me, and
No,
like
no,
in the Black Phone, I think he was decent, but I don't think he was great in the Black Phone.
yeah. No,
Sinister, I would say probably one of his best performances
he
in
was
a horror
brilliant.
film,
Yeah.
like for sure.
In Sinister, you're watching it through you're experiencing everything through his
Yeah,
eyes, the character's eyes. So his performance has to be good in that sense because
and he nailed it with that.
hey, yeah, at the end of the day, in the Sinister movie, you are him as the audience.
And that's
That's
what
yeah,
makes that movie so effective.
what makes it work. So when I was saying to you, when that bit happened, the lawnmower bit, I had like a Chinese fucking takeaway. It got fucking launched up into the air, right?
That's funny.
It got launched up. I followed not too far behind it because I fucking went up as well.
Did you like catch it in your mouth midair, like
Oh,
on the way down?
I got caked and fucking black bean sauce, fucking egg fried rice, and all just fucking.
Dude, that's great.
But
That's funny.
I've never jumped so high in a fucking jump scare in a movie
See,
in my
I'm
life.
trying to think now. That's since you mentioned that because that's so funny. I can't
Yeah,
think of the last thing that in a horror movie that made me jump, but I have a decent amount of times in my life that I have spit coffee out from like something funny in a movie. That
yeah,
shit I've had like that shit's happened numerous times.
yeah,
Like sometimes even just reading a comment like online.
yeah, yeah.
Professor Macabro actually was, and I forget the comment, but he commented something, and he made me spit my coffee out when I was reading it. And I think I'm pretty sure I commented back on it and said told him that. And so like, yeah, you're like, you just made me spit my coffee out.
The thing is, though, mate, he's quite funny. You know.
Oh, he's great. I love
Yeah.
Professor so much. What a
Yes, I
great
do.
guy. And I love his whole shtick is so great. Like it takes fucking balls, to like just to be yourself like online and stuff. And that's what I think is why people gravitate to our community and stuff because everyone in our community for the most part 99% we all are so accepting of each other that you can just be yourself completely,
Oh yeah.
and just like it's very comforting after a while. You just be like, this is me. You guys know it by now, so you know what to expect. If you don't like it, there's a million other channels out there, new people to like.
I am pretty sure 100% when I've been on other people's live streams and stuff, or like when a few drinks have been on board and you make some jokes, I've lost
Oh,
subscribers.
oh yeah,
And
oh
I
yeah,
know, I know I have. But at
absolutely.
the end of the day, it's
I
like, look,
absolutely am.
this is my humor. If it's not for you, please go.
Exactly. Kindly fuck off, like
Just
in a loving way.
in a loving way, yes.
Yeah.
It's like I was on there. Well, I wasn't on, but I made a couple of comments under Gareth's live stream last night with Jay. And Jay, I love Jay, but Jay is like he's out there a little bit, but I love him.
I love all
Absolutely,
the out there people because I'm out there and
love-
shit too.
I love him so much. But he's got some balls, man. He will dive into subjects I wouldn't even fucking touch, right? But I
Yeah.
respect him for it.
That's
But
kind of like that's kind of like me. That's why I've seen some of the J stuff. I like it because
oh, so
there's nothing I don't really not dive into. I dive into everything.
yeah.
Like
But I made
I've made so many rape jokes and in videos and just all types of fucking jokes and shit. But they're jokes, and
That's
people who
all.
know me know that,
That's all it
and
is.
people who get sensitive are just the types that like I don't like those people anyway, so it's like I don't watch.
And we're all allowed to disagree on shit as well. Like it's
Oh,
allowed.
absolutely.
No, exactly. Thank you, Philip. That perfect. Best
Yep,
sentence. And it's true. And
exactly.
I put a comment. I put a couple of comments on the stream last night because I was having a good time and I was having a laugh with them. Next minute, 2 subscribers gone, gone.
Yeah, I know. That's what happens to me. Yeah. We've said it many times. I lose fucking like 2, 3 subs a week, but but I gain fucking like triple that or double that. So
I'm
like it doesn't
losing,
matter. But it always happens, and
mate. I'm losing.
I actually take this. I thought of this the other night.
Gone.
I actually like seeing dislikes more than likes now because then you know that at least your content's being seen by people
Mate,
outside of like our awesome community. Not to
yeah,
say that everyone would just like stuff, because people are
yeah, yeah,
friendly and stuff like that, but it shows that it's reaching other people that will disagree with you and fucking dislike it. So I like seeing the dislikes weirdly, just because I know that your shit's getting seen by more people.
yes, very true, mate. And also, I just want to add on about our community as well. I've found, man, like people like there's a lot of constructive criticism in our community as well, which I
Oh
welcome,
yeah,
by the way. I
oh
love
yeah,
that.
me too.
You
I
don't
love
have
it too.
you don't have to like what I do. You don't have
Yep.
to. If you can offer me some advice that I can make it better and improve myself, please, please tell me. I don't
Oh
have
yeah,
to take your advice, you know. But
yeah,
I've had a couple of people in our community just say, "Oh, look, just heads up on this, try this," and I have tried it, and it's
yeah.
worked. So, and I've gone, do you know what? Fine, and I've always gone back and said, "Thank you very much for," I
Oh yeah, and that's another great
it's
part
awesome.
of our community, and just
Everything
from
else
doing
about it,
YouTube channels
mate.
and stuff, is that you keep learning,
Yo,
and just some things are worth learning, some things are worth doing different things, and sometimes it's your thing that you're doing, and it's going to be like that no matter what. But
yeah,
I've learned so many things just from so many people in our community.
same, mate, same. And I love it. It's just so supportive and like you feel, you feel comfortable. Like if you don't agree with something that someone says or whatever, or you feel comfortable telling them that, and there's not going to be any like negative reaction to it. That's what I love about it.
Yeah,
Not that I ever
exactly.
like. It's very rare that I would tell someone, "Oh, I don't like," because it's not for me. It's not my business. It's not. I don't. Whatever. Very, very rare. It's
Yeah,
only when I get asked my opinion, and I think, well, if you've asked me, I will give you my opinion. I wouldn't
yeah,
just give you, you know, that's the
exactly.
difference.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and there is a difference. It's kind of like like the people who like Jehovah's Witnesses that try to push their religion on people
yeah,
versus
yeah.
like people like that say like if you ever want to learn like about our thing, and what we're into, then I'll answer any question you have and tell you whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like there's a
Yeah,
difference.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm with you on it, mate. But that's why I love our community on YouTube, man. It's been one of the best things I've ever found in my life, and I
No,
generally
yeah, me too. Like, and just so, and everybody in it, and I love you to death, brother. You're one of the biggest ones.
oh man, I love that, mate. I love you too. You know that. Tell
Yes, I do,
everybody.
man. I'll tell everybody. I'll scream it from the rooftops if I need to. But yeah, this community just is amazing. And this whole thing has been like nothing about this movie at all, saying I don't care because
Sorry,
and
everybody.
that's exactly what we were just talking about whether people don't like shit, fuck off. Because then people who ever in the future who don't know this community or channel, they just type in like Lucio Fulci, and then this comes up and they think, oh, it's some Fulci talk, and then like there's hardly any of it.
I know. I'm
That's
sorry.
where those dislikes are from, and that's why it's good because whatever we talk about, that's what the hell we're gonna do because I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, man. It's true. Well, we have spoke about the movie ish.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it was not false advertisement, and
Exactly.
plus we're watching it
We
as we're talking.
Oh, loud grumbles. Sandra gasping. Got me some titles on it, by the
I can tell. I can tell by the way you were describing it.
way.
And of course, brother, always good to have you here, man.
Oh, cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
This
Jason
is
does some of the best ones.
what
Do some of the best ones, mate. Streams.
I try. I think it's the guests who make it better.
Well, especially this one. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, see, I that's what I'm saying. But I miss making my fucking my spoiler long discussions. It's been so hard
Yeah.
this month with everything going on. I
Oh,
feel like I've barely been doing it.
yeah. I feel like our streams may have been some of my favorite ones. Like I loved our basket case ones. They are so funny.
Oh, I love those. Yeah, those are great. We still got to do brain damage one week
We do.
because
I just what I'm gonna
you
do
couldn't
is
find it, right?
I'm gonna find it, mate. I'm gonna jump on Amazon and see if I can actually get a copy. What I'm gonna do is first though, I have a few like friends over here that are horror fans. I'm gonna ask them if they actually have one and see if
Yeah,
and
maybe. Yeah, that could
I'll-
work. Or yeah. What about lookmovie.com?
not a bad shout. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll have it. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it should. I mean, I've been using that for everything. Even if a movie's on Tubi now, like I watch it on Look Movie because there's no ads.
Yeah.
So it's like, why not? Like, so I haven't been watching Tubi as much. It's just like if there's a movie I feel like watching, I look on Look Movie. If it's there, I say, okay, I'm watching it there now. I
What's
loved how
two?
they did this with the glass, like in the wall, but it's bleeding.
Yeah. That would be quite creepy to look at. Like when does glass ever
Oh yeah, yeah. When exactly, or wall, or anything in that whole scene makes no sense. Hey,
and
what's up, Raz? How you
what I
doing,
love
Raz?
about some of these older horror movies as well, like for no reason whatsoever, there's just mist and fog. No reason, it just turns
Yeah, I
up.
know. Just for ambiance, like there's no logical reason it should be there.
The weather's been lovely. There's no reason for mist or fog to fucking be
Oh
coming in.
yeah,
It's funny.
and that's something with Italian horror, and more specifically, even with Fulci, is that you have to kind of like accept you're living in the movie's universe,
Yeah, of course.
and like it's almost like it's a string of like nightmares, like scenes as just strung together.
Yeah, yeah.
It just like it just works for you or it doesn't.
So what I'm trying, because I'll be honest with you, mate, because we've been chatting, I haven't seen like much of this. How is she still alive, or did she actually die, or how is she still like
Yeah,
around?
so they had the seance, and then she saw the vision of Father Thomas, the priest hanging himself, which opened up a gate to hell.
Mhm.
So I guess she just like they thought she was dead, and they buried her. Then
He checked the pulse, didn't he?
Yeah, you would think, so unless it was like it's like I guess maybe it's like supernatural, like since she is an
All
actual psychic. Since she saw
right.
a
Okay.
vision, maybe like she was in like a psychic
Oh,
coma or some shit.
is this where in the movie, like you just have to accept it happened, kind of
Yeah,
thing?
that's what I mean. Type of like this Fulci is like that. You gotta kind of like be like, all right, I'm accepting this
Yeah.
universe
It's
that
like
is being presented to
like
me and not question any of it.
it's like in Demons where it's like, yeah, we'll get all these people to the movie theater, but if they don't do
Yes,
X, Y, Z themselves, nothing's going to happen anyway. Like if they don't play with the
exactly
math,
like that.
nothing's going to happen.
That's exactly like like how it is. What's going on, Raz? Echo, Echo. What's
How are you
up,
doing,
Echo?
please? Oh, Monster Nado. Oh no, stop. No, I did a trailer reaction to it. Oh no, no.
When am I
Life's
doing a men's film? Gareth, you do films with men. All right, I don't do men's films. If you mean like movies, which I know you mean that are good, I do them every single video, bro.
do you
You
mean
just,
I'm for
I
tomorrow
love
night, mate?
Gareth, but he has bad taste. There's no such thing as bad taste,
No such
except
thing.
Peter Jackson movie, which is fantastic.
Never seen it. That's another
You
one.
got to see. Yeah, Bad Taste is Peter Jackson's movie before he did Brain
Brain
Dead
Dead.
or Dead
Oh,
Alive.
Brain Dead made me sick, man.
Yeah, I know. It makes me sick too. It's my favorite zombie film of all time.
Oh, anyway,
This
what's
scene's
happening?
the effect
Stop,
is
stop,
great.
stop,
This
stop.
scene, this kill.
There we go. Right, this is going to be gory in it. I know it is.
Yep.
Yeah, give it to me. Give it to me.
And this is
Don't
what I mean about earlier when I was saying how they linger on it so
you
much and build
know
it.
what's happening.
It's the
Don't go in.
drill. Then it's you seeing him. Then it's drill's getting closer, and then shot at him again. And it's like until it's just like just fucking kill this dude.
Yeah, it's not. It's going. Oh, that's right. Go in his ear. Is it going in his ear? Side of the face. As long as it's not as. Ah, there you go. That's
And it
actually.
looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does. Oh, that's going to give you a headache.
Oh yeah, I think
Oh,
that'll
it's
give you
about
like
this
the
fast.
headache to end life headaches. That's such a great shot. Like when it's still spinning, like on like through his head, and then
That's
his
a
mouth shuts. That looks so cool.
that's a
And
very good effect.
and again, it's a random ass scene. Like that, it has nothing to do with the plot or anything. There's just some fucking bum kid who like was that his father got pissed that he was with his daughter, and he just decided to kill him. Like. Like it's random, but it's just amazing. Like the effects work especially.
It was a
And
great
Pugwell,
effect.
yeah, that had a lot of movies. Me and Dave did all the three basket cases a few months ago, and Frankenhooker because he never saw any of them. So I I dragged him into the strange world of Hen and Lauder.
I drank so much whiskey during them.
Yes, you did. Those are
Hey,
such
actually,
fun dreams.
that's when we decided that Arnold Schwarzenegger would have made a great voice for fucking Belial in Basket Case. That was his
Yeah,
name.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah, Belial. Yep. Oh, yeah, you kept doing the Arnold the Arnold Belial. That's great.
didn't Gareth do a little video for us on that, didn't he? Then he put like fucking sound effects of Arnie
Yeah,
over
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. He
Perfect.
always does stuff like that. I love it.
Oh, it was so good. Honestly, go Pugball, go
Yeah,
out
I
and check
watch
out
all different stuff.
Ace Watch Flies, man. They're funny. Seriously funny.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Raz, I watch all different types of stuff. Like mostly horror, but comedies and dramas and stuff.
Yeah.
It's either
Yes.
horror or comedy is like my biggest genres.
Yeah.
But
I was
if it's a movie's good, whatever genre it is, I'll enjoy it.
same. I'll watch anything, but I do my go-to is horror. It always has been, and it always will be. But I love action movies.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hey,
I
Pap.
love just but horror is if you give me a choice,
Oh
I
yeah.
will lean towards horror. That would be my choice.
Oh, I need that. Like probably been watching since I saw Halloween when I was 6. I've probably been watching maybe not like 6, 7, 8, but like at least since like 10 years old. I've been watching maybe 2, 3, 4 horror movies a night. Like
Oh yeah.
almost every night. Like when when it's like it reaches midnight or so, and that's I don't sleep really. My sleep schedule's always I've always been a night owl. So I've watched a ton of horror
Oh
that it's just so much. It's so hard to like stick with it like 100%, which is why I need a break to watch other stuff every now and then.
yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I feel you on that, mate. I mean, there was a point in time when I was kind of around your age as well, like, what you were saying then, like 12, 13, 14. All I watched was either Van
Yeah.
Damme, Stallone, or horror movies. If it went a Van
Yep.
Damme movie or a Stallone movie, it was a horror movie. That was
Yep.
literally like just my pattern.
Oh yeah. It's just what just called out to me the most.
Yeah, yeah, same.
This scene, like with a lot of Italian horror, there's maggots, like a shit ton of them.
Yes. Yeah,
And
there is.
there's a funny behind the scenes story on
Oh,
this.
Nah, man. And you know,
Fulci after they just blew in like 100,000 maggots at these people. But after this scene, and then they still to this day they don't know who did it. Someone got pissed about it, and they took maggots and they put it in Lucio Fulci's tobacco pipe, and
good,
he smoked it without him knowing it, and
good.
then he flipped.
No,
He
do you know what?
absolutely flipped.
Do you know what? Fuck him. No, no. If you're gonna blow thousands of maggots into actors' faces, I'm putting them fucking maggots into your pipe as well. Kiss me.
Right? I was saying I could see it was wrong, but I could see whoever it was. I could see this side of it. You know what I
I
mean?
would 100% do it. 100%. I would have stuck it in his fucking hat, his
Some
jacket
some
pocket.
some people think
Everything.
it was Christopher George. Like that's a rumor is that
That is.
Christopher George did it, which I can see him
Oh,
maybe
that's
doing that.
horrible.
He seems like a fucking prankster, but like one that would like do something like that, like if he was pissed off.
There's so many of it, and you know, like not all these maggots survived as well. You know, a lot of them got killed on set because they're walking on the
Oh,
fuckers.
absolutely. And like they have like hardly any on them, but yet the phone is covered completely. Like,
It is. That is just no. You couldn't pay me enough for that scene. You couldn't. I mean, that scene now, what we're watching now, would never happen today. Never.
no, yeah, you don't see it, and if it did, it would be fucking CGI.
CGI'd. Yeah.
Like like when like you'll see in movies like with thousands of flies and stuff like that, like flying out and or any type of flying insects and stuff. For the most part, it's all CGI nowadays. They do it.
I know. I'd rather. Yeah. I think that's the one good thing.
This is actually firing a cannon, firing a cannon of fucking maggots out to a set of actors, which is hysterical.
Just no. If I was an actor, man, I'd be like, nah, you CGI it, mate. Ain't fucking doing it. I'll act like I'm getting hit with 1,000 fucking maggots.
Yeah, right. It's like I'll take the motion capture balls and stuff in that
Yeah.
instance.
Yeah. I'll act like Nicolas Cage in The Wicker Man when he's getting CGI bees thrown on his face. That's how I'll act.
No, that's so hilarious. Oh, that's such a bad movie. That's such a terrible acting by him. Like I don't know if like I can consider Cage's acting in The Wicker Man like geniusly terrible or just like just completely just awful in every way, or if he's just a genius and that it's really just a phenomenal performance and it just looks terrible.
I am
Like
100% going with genius. I
yeah,
thought he.
that's probably the way to lean for it for sure.
I mean, he had
Yeah,
the scene where
Mike.
he dressed up as a bear and chin a bird. That's funny.
Yeah, I know. He's knocking women out the whole movie and stuff too. Like he like not drop kicks, but doesn't he like kick one of the girls in that movie like into a picture frame and shit? Like he goes
Yeah,
nuts in that movie, just like
yeah.
Cage is great at.
Just the whole scene where he's dressed as a bear and he's running up to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, all he had to say in that scene, just ad lib, wacka wacka, and then hit her. That would have made it probably the greatest movie scene in living memory ever.
Right. Oh man, there's so much funny stuff in that.
You missed
Yeah,
out on that.
Mikey's Morgue. I love Mikey Pug. Mikey, yeah, he does have a lot of. He has good taste with Italian
Yeah, he
stuff
does,
and
man.
Giallos.
It's a good channel. It's a great channel. If anyone in the
Hey,
chat's
what's up,
Mikey
Keith?
Moore, crack on. How you doing,
What's
man?
going
You
on,
all
bro?
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was just telling the story of the person who put the maggots in his pipe.
I 100% would have done the same thing. Fuck him. Absolutely fuck him.
I would have done the same thing. Fuck
You
him.
know, when you're going for a shower, you're picking fucking maggots out your ass and belling for fucking
Yeah,
weeks.
exactly, right?
Just you're in the shower like 6 weeks after that shot, and maggots are falling off you. You're like, where the fuck have you been hiding?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. And he actually attributed that incident because Fulci was a very sick man, like as in most of his life, like in bad didn't take good care of himself. He had numerous like illnesses. He contributed like his decline in health to that, to smoking the maggots, which is fucking bullshit. Like, get out of here, yo. Like, it ain't causing all the problems he had. It's still hysterical though.
It's fucking great. Love it. I love that someone did that. I love the fact that an actor got so pissed off that he went, right, just picked up a fucking load of maggots and just went fucking.
I'm pretty sure, Keith, you would know this. Isn't it a rumor that Christopher George was the one who did it? That put the maggots in?
Yeah, go on.
I'm pretty sure it was Christopher George. Because it would totally make sense. It would absolutely make sense. I love this shot with like she walking up the stairs and then the zombie appears right under there. George did do it. It was finally confirmed. I always thought it was probably George once I used to hear the rumors about it, because I could totally see George doing it. Totally. He admitted it. So he admitted it before he died. Keith just confirmed it. He admitted it. That's great. I mean, it's terrible, but it's still because I love Christopher George so much. It's great.
For a film called City of the Living Dead, I haven't seen any zombies yet. How far are we into this movie?
That's actually like something that is funny as hell. We're an hour in we're an hour and 9 minutes in, and they're just weird zombies.
Oh,
like you can't. It's just hard to even call them zombies. Yeah, there's a like a more traditional looking one.
First one.
This kid goes through some shit.
Does he get drop kicked?
No, he's not that annoying. John isn't bad in this. He ain't like if you see House by the Cemetery by Fulci,
I haven't seen that one either.
That's the third movie in the Gates of Hell trilogy. This is the first one, and then it's the Beyond, then House by the Cemetery. The kid Bob in that movie, and he's also in Manhattan Baby by Fulci. That is I will drop kick the fuck out that kid. Like that is the kid. You watch that movie, you'll see it. You'll instantly know what I mean. You'll be like, oh yeah, like this is what started the whole drop kicking the kid thing. Like that is the most annoying kid in a movie for me.
Oh, perfect.
He admitted it to his wife, and she said it in so many words. That's great. Bob for president. Oh man. I mean, the kid is a cute kid. He just has a punchable face, and just the dubbing of his voice, it makes you want it. You want child abuse to happen to this kid throughout the whole movie, in some way, shape, or form.
I'm still with the fucking.
Or you're a normal person and you don't think any of this.
No, I'm still with the fucking dead baby kid from Pet Sematary. How that kid doesn't get fucking volleyed out the window amazes me.
Right?
Like, sorry, but just no. That kid
after all that time too of in that the Pet Sematary story, and they say how like they have a fucking cemetery for pets that were all ran down on the road. You can't put down a sign that says like children in the area or something like that. Like something like there's no sign on that street. I think they actually in real life added a sign on the road after the movie.
Right.
But like you could have solved that whole story and movie right from the beginning if you put a sign. Just said like deaf child area, then trucks wouldn't be speeding and shit.
Yeah. Or don't bury your loved ones, they will come back and fucking kill you. Sign.
Yeah, that's another good sign too for the burial ground and the Pet Cemetery.
Yeah. Or if you bury your baby, be prepared to volley it down the stairs when it comes back.
I love this broadcast here. Well, not this one's good, but like there's one in a little bit like while some crazier shit's happening. It's a great like radio broadcast in a movie.
I love that mustache, by the way. I wish I could grow a mustache
Oh,
like that.
no mustache. Oh, that one. It's not a bad mustache. Trent is
No,
who's he? He's the real dick from '09, right? The one who says that your tits are stupendous or whatever to the girl. That guy is hard to watch on screen.
Trent in the remake is one of the worst horror characters in living
Yeah,
fucking
he is. What a despicable human being.
years. But I tell you what, I tell you what, did the actor do really well with that? By the
Oh
way,
yeah, very good.
yeah,
I think that he did a great job doing that role. But
he
the
was,
character.
yeah,
Oh, what a just terrible person. Like
he's just a horrible.
it's hard to watch that remake because of him. Which is weird to say that it's hard to watch a movie because of a great performance as a dick. You know what I mean?
Played it so well, and also
Yeah.
his death was fucking brilliant in that movie. The way he just
Yeah,
gets
yeah, it
picked up,
was.
thrown in the back of the fucking and the spikes and that. I was like, yes, fuck you, Trent.
Yeah. Like Keith says, a fantastic piece of shit. And I love when he gets in the car. Doesn't he like scream the girliest scream ever when the cop gets his body's thrown on the car? He just
Yeah,
like screams like a girl. That's hysterical too. Like there's some funny shit in that.
it's a good remake. I actually don't mind the Friday the 13th remake.
I don't care for it much, but I don't have anything like egregiously like anything wrong
Yeah,
with it.
yeah.
It's just like it's all right. Like I like how they kind of condensed the first three movies into the very beginning,
It
then
was good how they
went
did
from
it.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, like the execution wasn't bad at all.
but
The
I'll be
kills
honest with
aren't
you.
great. The
Yeah,
story I don't care for too much. Like
yeah.
I don't mind watching it though.
Well, they use the elements of part four as well when he's going
Yeah,
searching for his sister. They're like they
that's what
kind
I
of use.
like that they use the
Yeah,
sack head in the beginning. You know, like a sackhead Jason. I like how they handled all of that.
yeah. And I'll tell you what, as well, mate. I thought Sackhead Jason looked more terrifying than when he actually got the mask in the remake.
Yeah, yeah.
To be fair,
I like that sackhead look in the remake. I
yeah.
have a figure of it of
Do you know
the
what? I would
remake
not have been angry
sackhead.
if I wouldn't have been angry if he stayed as Sackhead Jason in that movie neither. I
Yeah,
wouldn't have been.
yeah,
So the fans probably would have been like, "Where's the hockey mask?" And it's like, well, technically, if you were
yeah,
really
exactly.
you'd know he doesn't have that till fucking later on anyway. So
Yeah, I think also maybe they didn't do that just because in 2009 there's like a whole generation that
maybe true.
knows him as just the hockey mask.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
like a younger generation who know Friday the 13th, they know Jason, but they haven't seen all the movies. They don't know the continuity and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
so
no,
like
that's
if they'd be like, why isn't he wearing his hockey mask? You know,
oh,
like,
I
so I
think
can see that being a reason.
oh yeah, 100%. Oh, yeah, no, I completely get why they didn't do it. Completely understand it. Like I think just as like us, like fans of the original ones, like they wouldn't cater to
Yeah.
us. That I mean, we would have been happy with him not having the hockey mask in the
Oh
movie.
yeah.
We would have been because
Yeah.
basically that movie's it's the same as part two. He just has the fucking
Yeah. Pretty
as
much. And the big reason
simple as that.
they wanted to change it up in the original after part two with the sack was they thought it was too much like the town that dreaded sundown because that killer had the potato sack
Yes,
and I don't like
that's
that
another
movie.
one. That's another one I've not seen,
I like the
and I've not seen
remake.
the remake neither.
The remake is good of Town That Dreaded Sundown. The original it's kind of boring for me. What's
Right.
up, Mr. Ward? War. Let me get this right,
Yeah,
Mr.
I need to
Ward.
check them
We'll
out
call
actually.
it. What's up, buddy? Good to see another name. And
Mm.
yeah, that's they did like a rap. They're about to enter
Yeah, they
two in
did.
here.
Yeah, they made.
Yeah, this like last 15 minutes is like
Finally. How
in my
long did it take
top
for
10
that?
endings. What?
I was just going to say, how long did it took him to fucking enter this tomb? An hour and
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, no, and it's All Saints Day. They have to close the gates of hell by All Saints Day, otherwise, then hell and the dead will walk the earth
Yeah.
forever. But the last 15 minutes of this movie is just
I'll
perfection
be
for
honest.
me. It's in my top 10 horror endings.
I'll be honest with you, mate. I have to watch this again because I've been too busy having a
Oh
good
yeah, for
time today
sure.
chatting with you.
Absolutely,
I've been, like,
exactly.
nervous.
Me too. And I knew this was going to happen anyway because because we haven't streamed it a bit and stuff. So I knew we would be catching up and bullshit and then talking whatever comes up.
Oh, of course,
And I
mate.
because
But
but I go because and I just did this is the only movie that I've done two watch alongs plus a regular video on the channel. I just did a watch along of this like 2 months ago. But like I
all
can
right.
watch it whenever. I can watch it like anytime. That's why it's in my top 10 movies ever made.
I'll definitely check this out after this, mate, because what I've seen of it, I've quite enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, like as I say, and as Keith also says this all the time, and a lot of people do. These are movies that you have to experience. They're like
Oh yeah.
they're experiences. They're not just movies. Like you got to hear every little sound and just like you fit into the atmosphere and just stay
Yeah.
there, like sink it into it.
So what do you reckon we should do for our next one after this? Do you have any ideas?
I can think a bunch. I'll think of a bunch and come up. You come up with a list. I come up with a list, and then we'll combine that list, and then we'll have a list from that long.
We'll work it out. We'll work it.
Exactly.
I like all one that are like are ones that are like out there a little bit. They're my favorite ones. But actually, everyone's been like that, really.
Yeah, pretty much. We don't pick normal movies to watch. Hey,
I think.
Professor, what's going on, buddy?
What did you say, man? What was it? That other one? That brain? What's the one? Sorry, that other guy that did
Brain damage.
Brain damage. That's right. Okay, if I can grab a copy of that, mate, that'll be our next one
Yeah,
because we'll have to
cool.
complete it.
All right, that sounds good.
Yeah.
How you doing, Professor?
How you doing, buddy?
All right, man. Take care, bud. Thanks for hanging out, Pug. Can't wait to watch the thing, man, on the 30th. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Take care of
Pugwell's
yourself.
going to be joining me for the thing on
All
the
right.
30th.
Nice. What a great movie that is. And that's another one I only
My favorite all time.
Like, no, should I even say this out loud?
This is this is that radio broadcast I was talking about earlier. I love
Right,
this.
yeah.
And like all the zombies now have like killed all the people in the bar, and there's this warning going out in town saying everybody stay indoors and stuff.
Or if you've played Resident Evil, go out, you'll be all right.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've played it my whole life since the very beginning, and I still wouldn't go out there.
Just go to the
Give
nearest
it
police station.
be insane.
Just go out to the nearest police station. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I know, right? Nothing bad would happen at that police station. It's not like there was multiple games based there or anything.
Yeah. You don't have to search the place to find keys to open certain doors or anything. You'll be fine. It's all right.
Yeah, it's not just a zombie apocalypse. You're in the fucking worst puzzle game of your life. That's too funny.
Like, who designed that place? Like, oh, no, if you move them certain statues, it will release a gem. Well, why will it release a gem?
Yeah, exactly. Because you need that gem to put in another location somewhere completely different to open something else.
It's like, why
It's
do
like,
we need
that's perfect.
Why do we need that to put in another location? What does it do? Oh, just in case the apocalypse happens.
Yeah, exactly. Just the most random reasons. Like, no logic. It makes no sense. It doesn't matter. That's brilliant. I love that. That's how the zombies kill in this movie. It's just squishing your brain.
Ah, yeah. There you go.
That looks fantastic, though.
Because
And then, of course, being Fulci, he has to show rats eating his head.
That's
afterwards.
oh god. And that's actual rats as well.
Oh yeah,
This guy's sick, man. Fucking hate
he
rats.
absolutely is.
Rats and snakes are my like
Uh,
just
the whole ending, like I said,
absolute.
it's just one of the best endings in horror. The
She's bleeding from
setting, the crypt looks amazing.
she's bleeding from the eyes again.
Is that me that dropped out, or is that him? You hear me?
No, yeah, I can hear you, mate. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I'm buffered for a second.
Oh, did it?
But yeah, yeah, everything from this point to the end is just masterfully done. Like this is masterful filmmaking.
Yeah.
Just the sound design, like the crypt that they're in, it looks so gothic and stuff.
Mm,
Like it's just when I think of horror, like you think of the cobwebs and spiders and fucking zombies and like and
yeah,
it that's how it feels and looks here. Like it just it's the quintessential like horror feeling to me, and the
yeah.
setting of it all. And then the score is fantastic, and the thing with her eyes bleeding again.
It's a really good looking set. Like what
Yeah, yeah. The set. That's basically what I was trying to say. The set is fucking fantastic. Like
like I
that
said,
shot with the skeletons in the ceiling and stuff. Like that's such a
man,
great shot.
so good. It's like I say, man, with these Italian horror movies, visually,
Oh yeah,
there's nothing better. And
yep,
you can tell how when you're watching kind of modern day horror movies, well, when I say modern day, I'm probably talking, say, in the last kind of 10 years, how
yeah.
kind of they've been influenced by Italian horror when it comes to
Mhm.
visually.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot more of that in not so much mainstream horror today, but yeah, there's
Yeah,
definitely a lot more people, filmmakers making movies that you could tell were heavily influenced and very much love the Italian genre.
absolutely.
Like just the music, how it builds and shit, and then
Yeah,
the
it's
bass,
crazy.
once it goes down to just a bass drum and this a hand comes out of the ground, that from then to then is just fucking perfection. No one will ever convince me otherwise. It's like one of the greatest endings ever. Not even just, and again, like Italian stuff, not even because of the story or what happens, just how it looks and sounds and everything.
Oh, there you go, man. There's a hand coming up through the
Yeah.
cobwebs here now. That's it.
And the score is just absolutely perfect. But no way would I ever go down into a crypt like this. You
Not,
see how it looks? Like there's no way. I'd be terrified. But
not
I
in a
guess they
million
gotta
years.
they gotta save humanity though, so I guess you gotta.
Is
But
humanity worth saving that much, though?
that's how I rationalize myself not going down there.
Exactly.
That shot of them rising up and then they're looking up when the melody starts, that's one of my favorite shots too in a movie.
Yeah,
A few of the shots in here, some of them of like the corpses that start rising and then they're walking around.
I can just hear the music slightly.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
sounds like it doesn't fit the scene whatsoever. I don't know because I can't hear it
That's
properly.
it's weird because you're right,
Yeah.
but but like it does.
All
And
right.
then it's weird. It shouldn't fit, but it just does for some reason.
It just sounds like off, just off of
Like
what it
like
is.
the choir part sound is fitting, but then like you get that synthesizer melody and the harmony over it. That's doesn't really seem like it would fit, but
Yeah,
it does it just works for some reason. I love that with all the zombies fucking coming closer, and then the priest just appears, Father Thomas.
yeah. I tell you what, man, the zombies look great.
right? And they're not, they don't look like like your normal zombies, like your
No,
typical zombies. And just the way they light his face here and stuff, and the way he looks, and the eyes start bleeding again. Well, Go and Kill Bill, that's who it is, whose eyes bleed
yeah,
in Kill Bill. The little crazy Japanese one with the ball and chain with the
that's right.
flails.
That's it. Yeah, I would love to know how they did that effect with her, like with her eyes bleeding.
Yeah, right. I've wondered too, because I can't exactly 100% figure it out,
Yeah,
because it's long uncut sequence
yeah,
like scenes, so it's not like it's cut and they're squirting more down or anything like that. They probably had something maybe that held blood, like a small blood pack that would dissolve
yeah,
slowly or something like that's the only thing I can really think of.
yeah.
And then they stake Father Thomas and he goes on fire. That looks
Nice.
awesome. And all the fucking zombies on fire. It looks amazing. And then
It's
that
so,
music kicks back in.
it's just
It's one, it's one of my favorite scores in a horror movie. It works for this movie so well. Zombie has a very similar score because it's by the same guy, by Fabio Frizzi. Like almost identical. It's just like in a different key and the melody slightly different. But it's like a same bass, like gothic choir sound, and then a melody, and then a harmony over that melody. So it's very similar, his scores in a few of these movies.
right.
That looks so cool with all the bodies burning and shit.
Does look great. Have I completely frozen on screen? By the way,
Um, say something.
no, no, I'm talking. Yeah, you can hear me, but
No, no, yeah. I just noticed, yeah, on
my
screen.
visual just
I don't
like
know why.
stuck on its own. It's like I'm just in.
Hold on, hold on. I'll remove it quick and put you in.
Try that.
Did that work? Or now you're a black screen?
Oh no, it's all right. Right, hang on. Here we go. What
Okay.
happened?
Yeah, that's weird. I'm just gonna assume correctly that was on your end because
Well,
that was your screen messing up.
you could clearly still hear me, couldn't you?
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
was.
good.
I didn't even notice you were frozen. The picture was
Wait,
frozen until you mentioned it. Because
literally, someone
I
just
have,
sent me. Literally,
yeah.
someone sent me a message saying, "Fucking hell, man, you can stay still so well." And I'm like, "What are you on?"
That's funny. Yeah, I was looking because I have the StreamYard tab minimize like halfway and the movie halfway over here on the screen. So we're very small over here.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Now this ending makes no sense. So they killed the priest. The kids run into them. They look happy.
Yeah.
Now they don't look so happy.
No, oh, all right.
Now she screams. And then the screen just breaks apart like stupidly. And that's the end.
Okay.
Now the theory behind that is that he shot a different ending, Fulci, and for some reason wasn't able to use it, and he
Right.
had to do a lot of editing in the editing room in post production, and that was what he came up with. So like it kind of I guess implies that they were too late closing the gate of hell, and humanity's fucked. Is
Mm.
basically what I've always taken from it. That's pretty much the only thing that makes sense in any way because it doesn't make sense at all. Like like that ending makes no sense at all. Same with the Beyond really doesn't really make sense. Like a few of his endings are like that. But this one he definitely he had to do something about it because
So
he like
what was
lost something
what,
in the original ending.
what were you saying? The other one he did was Zombie. That one.
Yeah.
Should we do
Yeah.
that one next? If we
Yeah,
can't get
sure.
like If we can't
If
get
you
the,
can't find okay, if you can't find brain damage, yeah, we can do zombie.
would you? Because I'm
Zombie,
pretty sure zombies on.
yeah, it should be.
Pretty sure
Zombie
it's on.
is
It's on. Oh yeah, here we go.
Zombie's the movie that was his breakout internationally, like, movie.
Okay. Well, zombie is on Shudder, mate. So yeah, there you go.
Alright, yeah, yeah, alright, so if we can't find brain damage, if it's not on a Look movie for some reason, then, yeah, we can do that. Zombie, is always a good watch. It's the only movie that you have a shark fighting a zombie.
I've heard that, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
You'll never see anything like that in anything else. Like, that is a hilarious scene.
I can't wait to watch. I tell you what, right? Yeah, I tell you what, man. We'll do zombie next.
Mhm.
Then we'll finish off our basket case and Frankenhooker one.
Yeah,
So
and a lot of
we'll
stuff.
find
Okay.
out, mate. I will do. I will do.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
And, Professor, yeah, maybe they got the kid confused with goddamn Bob. See, Professor knows was, Bob from House by the Cemetery, the number one punchable, kill that kid immediately kid.
Is it really? Is it really
It
that bad?
it's a lot, yeah, it is. And a lot of it, like I said, is the dubbing. Like,
Oh,
for him, it's his
because
voice and just how he talks, but he has a face you wanna punch too, so it's like that combined together with his
you
voice,
know,
it's so
I'll
bad.
stay off it, mate, till we do a watch party of it. We'll do a watch party at House of the Cemetery.
Yeah, alright, yeah, because 'cause we'll be dying laughing the entire movie.
Listen, man, I don't want to condone violence against children, but
Yeah, I never do.
sometimes
Yeah,
you need
sometimes you just
something.
gotta throw it out there, you know?
You just gotta
It's
give them a Bret
it's
Hart Hitman drop kick. You just gotta do it.
yeah. I think of us as content creators as entertainers sometimes. So we're just entertainingly making light of a serious situation.
It's the one line. I can't remember what it was, but we're both agreeing about Pet Cemetery, how that kid should have been absolutely fucking levered at the end of that movie. It's
Oh yeah,
fucking
absolutely.
doing
Like
child
it.
violence. Like the dad should have grabbed him and just fucking launched him
Oh
everywhere.
yeah, it'd be one and done. Like it's like Bob's your uncle. It's over. But you wouldn't have these movies if people
Well,
acted the way that we think we would in those
if it was me,
situations.
I'd kill him, bury him
Yeah.
again, so I could kick his ass again afterwards.
Yeah. So how dare you come back and haunt me? Now I'm gonna kill you and I'm bury your ass again so you learn a lesson. Come back and I beat
And
your
then
ass and
I'll
kill you
bury
again.
you again. And then if you come back, I'll fucking follow you down the stairs again.
So funny, man. This has been so
Oh,
fun. As always, brother. I needed to last like
oh,
this. So thank you for coming on, as always.
oh,
And
mate.
everyone in chat, thank you for hanging out. Same
Thank you
thing.
so much, everybody. Thank you.
And yeah, I have my next video will be the top 10 Dario Argento movies, and that will be the 1,000th video on the channel. Which is crazy. Actually, no, now this is actually technically the 1,000th video on the channel.
Is it really?
Yeah, so awesome. We had Dave
Wow,
on for it
damn right.
for
Yes.
number
I
episode
knew. I'm gonna
1,000
message
of
you.
JT's life.
I'm gonna message you and say I should be on the 1,000th video.
See,
I should
well,
be.
fate brought you on anyway, so you knew because streams count. So unless after I end this, it still says 9.99, then my bad, you didn't. But pretty
That,
sure we'll count it. This is the 1,000th video on the channel. So
oh, I'd love it.
awesome, and everybody in chat and just everyone who watches who sees this later, just for that alone, for all the support to make it even possible that I'm
We
making
can
a
just-
1,001 video after this. So the support's just off the charts. I love all you guys. Dave, I love you, brother. Thanks for
love you
coming
too.
on. And everybody else, I will talk to you all later. Have a safe night and take care of each other.
See you later, guys.